Hi guys, this is Sarah with South by Texas State, and today I'm going to be talking with Paul Trani about his South by Southwest Interactive panel called 6 Things Every Designer Should Do Now. He is a Senior Creative Cloud Evangelist with Adobe, and thank you for being here today with us, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Sarah. It's great being here, and I'm looking forward to South by Southwest as well.
I'm looking forward to your panel. I'm really excited.
Sweet.
So could you tell me a little bit about yourself, the work that you do with Adobe, and how you got started in this field?
Yeah, that's a good question. So my background is design. So I went to art school, Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design, with an illustration degree, like back in the day, and worked for various multimedia agencies, and also taught. I kind of started getting into teaching, so I would do that as well. So literally, like taking time off work to go teach like 3-day crash courses in Photoshop, Dreamweaver, Flash, all that fun stuff. So that's what I did for like 10 plus years since I've been at Adobe. So now my role is as an evangelist, still speaking, and that's what I do. I travel around and just speak everywhere about the various products. But my background is definitely like as a designer and illustrator, because that's actually what I got my degree in. Okay. And so, hey, best job in the world, right?
Yeah, I love designing.
I mean,
yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, that's kind of what I do in short.
Okay, cool. So what is the main focus of your panel?
Yeah, so mine's all about empowering designers, but just being like real matter of fact and sort of real world about it is the idea. You know, it's like, here you have Photoshop. I'm not here to show you like, here's all the new stuff that we added. It's not going to be anything like that. It's like, I'm a working designer. I'm working on these various like actual like illustrations and stuff with photography. Here's the things you need to know. Like, are you getting things done, like the shortcuts mainly, getting from start to awesome in as quickest steps as possible is the idea. So, and again, just using Photoshop, using some new things in Illustrator as well, which is pretty exciting, and just exposing people to like other new technologies as well. Okay. That's the idea.
Cool. Yeah. I know I was reading a little bit about your panel, the description, and it sounds like something that I'm definitely going to be attending.
Yeah.
Because for about 7 or 8 years, I've been working with InDesign and Photoshop since high school, whenever I was on the yearbook staff. And so whenever I got to college and I was taking classes using those products, I was like, heck yeah, I have the upper advantage because I already know how to use all this. And so I was always working ahead. And while my professor was teaching the rest of the class, I looked up and I was like, he did that different than me, and he did it so much more quick and so much more efficient. And I'm over here taking 30 minutes on one step that he took 1 minute on, just making life so much more harder. And that sounds like that's what your panel's about, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happens, because anybody working in the field, you get used to doing things the same way.
And you're comfortable with it.
We sometimes do a bad job of like informing people of like, there's an easier way to do this stuff. I'm guilty of it as well. It's like, you just get used to doing it the same way. And here I'm to show like, this is the fastest way to get stuff done. Even to the point where, you know, if you want to use keyboard shortcuts, it's like super easy. So yeah, that's because I'm just like you know, even going from say print to more like web type stuff, like, because you might know the print side of Photoshop, for instance, but what's the other side of Photoshop that you might not be familiar with? What about even like a little bit of 3D? Because we poll a lot of designers and they're interested in 3D, but it's highly intimidating. So how do you like get people's feet wet in new technologies as well? It's fun.
And that's one of the questions I was going to ask is, what do you think are the best ways to share these more efficient tips with people using Adobe products? And why do you think that maybe some of these people don't know about these shortcuts?
Yeah, I think, again, we might not do a good job of getting the word out. And I think what we need to do is just to do like sort of almost the equivalent of like little Vine videos, just like little snippets, little chunks of information, like as quickly as reading a tweet or looking at your friend's stories on Snapchat is how fast you should be able to absorb information on some little tip. Because we've even done research even on YouTube. People only watch maybe 5 minutes of a YouTube video. And I do a lot of stuff for lynda.com as well, which is great for training. Their best feature, by the way, is the fact that you could watch a video at 1.5 and I think 2 times the speed. So you could burn through content really fast. And that's what I think. People are, you know, stressed for time. Learning new stuff is tough. So getting it to them as fast as possible, wherever they're finding it. So if they're using Twitter, or even, I don't know if Instagram's the right place, but if I post a cool image, I'm kind of like, how did the person do that? And is there a way to find that out? You know, I don't know. That's hitting everybody at wherever they're at. Wherever they're looking is the idea.
Yeah, so everybody wants to learn everything quickly, not watch like a 5-hour tutorial.
I don't want to just let's get it down. Literally editing, just get it down to as succinct as possible is the idea. And that's like what my session's about. I'm not like people's heads are going to be a little dizzy, to be honest with you. And that's fine. Like, that's fine. It's going to happen. I'm going to still have videos posted on the stuff anyway. But that's the goal, is like, even if they capture half of what I taught them, they're way ahead of the game, and it's stuff that they can apply right away, you know. So that's what I think is fun, empowering people, you know, and showing them cool stuff, as well. Yeah.
So, how or why did you come up with the idea for this panel?
Well, that's a good question. So, basically, I did something similar at our Adobe Max conference. So we have it every year. Next year it's going to be, this year in the fall. October, actually, around Halloween, we're going to have it in San Diego. But I did it last year, a similar session, you know, and it's the whole idea of here's the top things you need to know. And kind of based on that feedback, I've refined it, and really it's only gotten better is the short of it. And honestly, it's the stuff that I want people to know that I don't get a chance. Like, there's something if I could have a captive audience and I could tell them something, I'm trying to tell them here's how you can hopefully be better, like that. Just like me, I want to be better. Here's how to have better results faster, and I think people like that. Plus, another thing is even professionals are like, hey, I want to know the 6 things or the 10 things, so they'll go in there just to mentally check all those boxes to make sure they know everything. And so you either know some of the stuff. If you know it, it reaffirms what you know, and then you learn something new at the very least, is what I think. So yeah.
Okay. And what are you hoping will be the biggest takeaway for the audience that's attending your panel?
The biggest takeaway. I always like to do the one thing is tough. I always try to do 2 things when I speak, which is I want to inspire and then inform. It's like inspire and then empower. Show them awesome stuff and you have them hooked. Now, how the heck did they do that, right? So showing them that stuff is what I want to show them how to do, and I want to show them how easy things are. I'm not there to impress everybody with how smart I am. I've failed if I've done that, but just let me I want them to feel like they're empowered by the end of it. That's it. They could do the stuff. They could leave there and do it right away. So that's what my ultimate goal is. Okay.
Yeah, I watched one of your YouTube videos with the Photoshop tips. And just watching that, I was like, oh my gosh, he made it look so easy, and I was doing it the hard way and making my life so much more stressful. So,
and there honestly, there's plenty of editing too, there's how easy it is. But yes, it is. It's the same moves in short. But it's also from years of doing it wrong, just like you're saying. Now, and that's when you know people who've been in the industry, when you show something off, and then they clap for something simple. It's like, you knew how hard it was before. Because you recognize how easy it is now. And that's what I want to do, guys. Just try it this way. You can still do it the same old way. You know, it's like the shaper tool. This in Illustrator, for instance, is a good example. I'll show that off, but it changes the way of somebody dealing with Bezier. But if you ever have taught somebody how to use the pen tool, with Bezier points, their just eyes glaze over. And that's what I use, by the way. And I don't know if I'm ever going to break that habit. But there's new tools for people getting into that as well that hopefully people can use. And that's not to mention all the various touch devices and stuff like that. That's a whole other ballgame.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what made you want to speak at South by Southwest?
You know, who doesn't?
Right.
But mainly for the parties.
Oh, the parties.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. It's the largest concentration of awesome designers and tech people in one place. I don't know what numbers are going to be at this year, but it's the largest concentration of them. And I hope to hopefully, have an awesome time with them and meet cool people.
Yeah, I'm hoping to meet some pretty cool people too. Hopefully we can chat at your panel too whenever you're there in March.
Yes.
So before we close out, is there anything else that you wanted to add about your panel or anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I guess just in short, like I really want to inspire designers because I started out doing print and then I got into video and then I do web and now I'm kind of back to illustration and design. And I like want to encourage designers, like I'm just super excited to be a designer. And the fact that I could make so many things, that I could print and make my own, neckties, or I can get into like 3D printing is what I'm doing now. So I'll just grab one of these guys. Because I'm also going to be doing a panel on 3D printing. So this is a guy that I actually, my niece kind of drew this, and then I ended up illustrating it and turning it into a 3D model, and then 3D printed it from Photoshop. Like I did this from Photoshop.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it goes along with the book. There's a whole storyline about like sugar monsters and all this fun stuff, but exposing designers to this new technology that's available to us. I mean, what designer isn't excited about that? I'm like, yeah, freaking, I want to make, instead of buying jewelry, let me make my own custom little, it would be some cheesy BZA point like necklace is what I'd make. And inspiring people to get involved in new technologies is because that's what our job is, learning new stuff. We can't do what we were doing 10 years ago.
True, very true.
And I'm glad it's super fun every day. So
technology is making things a lot more fun and easier.
I mean, it's still, you're a designer, like being a designer, those basic skills, the fundamentals, and believe me, like the first part of my presentation, I might actually start out with all the fundamentals, like rapid fire. Here's all the stuff you learn in art school. This stuff doesn't change. Now let's apply these things that we know as designers to creating stuff, and here's like the fastest way to to do that. So it's going to be really cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited.
I know, me too. Well, thank you so much for talking with me today, Paul. I'm really excited for your panel in March, and I cannot wait to be there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it too. Thank you so much, Sarah.
All right, well, have a good day.
All right, you too.